And we are live.
Okay. Happy Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another stream. If I just joined us today, I know for this program, this is a report and I'll be with us stories. Our last night's stream was very, very interesting. I loved considering that was my very first live stream. So today we're going to do something different. Last time we talked about much to the debate concerning the job or stay in the country. And this time we're going to be having another debate yet again from the Cruise channel. And we're going to be talking about a virgin hypocrite. I know it's a very strong debate. I myself very pumped for it. I've not done social media video. I think I watched this minutes of it. We're going to but before I get into the debate, of course, this today is very special. Our producer, Mr. Chaplin. Chaplin, please.
Well, hello everyone. Hello everyone. This is just some pictures in the background. So let's get into the video.
All right. So I'm moving into the video, and I'm making this discussion that is going to cause a little bit of division in the public. So let's not do much and we do the videos back. So let's just get into it. All right.
Are hypocrites on a high level. Why are you a virgin?
Do you think it's God that is offering you your clients?
It's God.
No, it's not.
Oh, it's who? Is it the devil? I ask God every day to bless the work of my hand, just the way someone will open his or her shop and say, I need customers.
Sex work is actually a sin. I'm doing it doesn't mean I don't know what I'm doing, right? My machine gun can do some miracle.
Assuming that your child find themselves in a difficult situation, they are given this opportunity to go into sex work, what would you?
I will not allow any of my both born and unborn one to follow my footstep. Reason is that I've done a lot of bad shit.
If there's a situation whereby you're going to die if you don't give out your virginity to survive, you prefer to die.
Die!
You rather die
Yes.
as a virgin.
That person,
Yes,
that person
yes.
is using me.
Okay. And it's great. But again, join us physically, like sorry, sorry. You can join us with comments. Please join the program. Let's get back to the more.
Please signify if you agree with the prompt. Most virgins are hypocrites.
Most virgins are hypocrites on a high level. Why are you a virgin? This thing called virgin is just like a culture to many, to these hypocrites, because they see someone like me as a devil. And they do almost similar thing with what I do. They actually don't know why they are virgin and what a virgin should or should not do. Okay, now I mingle with men for their money as a profession. You also do the same. The difference is maybe you don't go to bed with them, but you do literally everything I'll do. They pay you actually sometimes to be with them, like maybe for a party. Some go to party, go clubbing, and I find it so difficult to call them a virgin or to identify them as a virgin because literally everywhere I am, I see them there. So how exactly are you different from me?
Okay. Okay, she's talked she goes sometimes so that stuff like that. And when we see is like they don't so definitely I mean women but I'll say
She
she mingles with other girls, other girls. Every day, it's to to have relations. So if you having sex with someone and so on, you cannot they he because even if they are they are how can I put it in your stance. So already started toxic start. Share especially for our sex workers. Yeah, it against sex workers. She
she
definitely has
definitely has
maybe
maybe
trauma or
trauma.
something backlash from her career. Or should I
Or
say
should I
career
say career
or choice of
choice of
work?
work? My name is Blessing. I'm 30 years old. I'm a
Make a
professional
video,
sex
please.
worker. Growing up was very rosy for me, but then I mingled.
Wait. I had to just
Actually,
because anybody
what
it
does
mean
it
to be a
be a
professional
professional
sex
sex
worker?
worker?
Because
Because I get
professional
professional
is that not sex is
to
very everybody.
everybody.
I don't see
I don't see
the classic
the classes.
as working like
Graduate.
so
So
yeah.
yeah,
That's the question.
there's a question of
What
what
classifies someone
classifies
as
someone
a
as
professional
professional
sex worker?
sex worker.
What makes you
What makes you
sex worker?
sex worker? But there's no those thing that classifies
On the sex worker.
worker.
So what made
So
her feel
what
like
made her feel
now I'm a professional?
now I'm a professional? Yeah, I'm a professional. Give certificate with that.
Let's keep watching.
Let's keep watching. Good with friends that was wild, though I wasn't influenced immediately, but I felt I was being caged. It was as if I was giving out, sex for free. I was kind of breaking up relationship 2 months, a week. I think there was a relationship that lasted for 2 days. In between, I already had sex. So it became one of, being a fool. So I decided to professionalize it and make fortune out of it.
Some people think once they are virgin, they are automatically heavenly beings.
You're going to
But they are
heaven.
forgetting to realize that it doesn't work that way. If you check very well history, you realize that most people that the God Almighty used are not virgins. Now, for example, now maybe party come. Now maybe the eye pass, I'm not doing nothing. But if you come to ask her about waiting they happen for party they go, how bad things they go, she get more knowledge on that thing more than you will be saying you they do am. Now the thing is, when you talk about a sin is not until when you just physically do it. For the fact that you
You
can think
think it.
about it, your thoughts is where sin starts from. Some of them will be they be virgin and they will be heavenly being. The only place we never get air space for inside their body now just their under. But every other place is open to the world. So tell me who is the saint and tell me
That's
who is
why
the
they are
devil.
hypocrites.
Okay.
Okay. Very
Fred said just from
just from sin,
just with
lost
your
just with your eyes. Like
true.
true.
You are
You are
seeing
seeing
J
J
put up
put up
all
all
like
like
thoughts and
and
find
find
yourself
already like
indirect
indirect
making you
making you
partake in
partake
these
in these
actions.
actions.
Then the fact
Then
they
the
are
fact they are
alcohol,
alcohol
that
that you are not
the
the
spirit
spirit
somehow.
somehow.
Where I
Where
would
I would
really
be
is
is
where
where
they come and make it
come and
seem
make it seem
because
because
all
all
regions
regions
how
how
ignorant,
ignorant,
like
like
not in the dark,
not in the dark,
the point of never
never
but they search about this and read about it because it's something called curiosity. You might have not about it, but the moment you find out, you actually natural because you have read, you have made research about it. So if there's all this information online, you cannot tell someone that you are being fake just because you acknowledge something most people don't get. All of us come to the hospital yet, whether it's school where you went to school and they teach you something and they send you out to the field. You're from the learn that thing, but you have learned how to apply it and you start learning from there. You start applying from there. So definitely there are people who are who are ignorant, which I would advise against that everybody should have like some sort of sexual education. But then there are also virgins who have done their research, who have found out things like further. Even feeding your curiosity, you should feed your curiosity to a level, because it's a level where you start building these thoughts on to push you to want to try indulge in all sorts of sexual actions.
Can the disagreeers now speak?
You're thinking of virgins in a religious point of view. There are a lot of people that keep their virginity not because of religion. A virgin is not a holy person. A virgin is simply the person that refuses to have sex. Simply. It's not, it has nothing to do with, they are a person like I am a person, you are a person. I'm capable of doing bad things, you're capable of doing bad things. So saying that they are hypocrites is in as much as I'm a hypocrite, you are a hypocrite. Like it's hypocritical from a person's standpoint, not from their virginity. Whether they have knack or they have no knack does not make them holier than anybody else.
Yes.
My name is Halia. I'm a student of Unilad. In my case, I never saw a reason to have sex. That's why I abstained. That's why I stayed a virgin for so long. But it has nothing to do with my religion. It has nothing to do with my morality. Everything concerning sexuality should really be put down on a scale. Like it shouldn't be so important in this modern age.
Hypocrisy is it's very vague. It's not so too much of a
I wonder how we should like I said, when it comes to topics like this, people always make in just my opinion. The opinions that Paul put up that I will not agree with, and said that I will not agree with, and how that's also the case. So she talked about the fact that not everybody is keeping their virginity for religions. It's not because maybe they're Christians, they're Muslims, they're Jewish, whatever. They are just choosing to keep their virginity. So virginity is not always from the religious standpoint that people debate. But where I believe is the fact that we should not take sexuality so serious in this modern age. It's the reason why we have people like the Gibbs feel like it's okay to sleep with 100 and 1 in a day. People who feel like no, they should become homosexuals. Definitely, that's the fact. I think that sexuality, you don't need to put any sort of boundaries. Everything needs a certain structure to follow. If you cannot put a certain structure around sexuality, then it will no longer have any meaning. You no longer have any relevance. There will be no point in the act of marriage, of union, or preservation of oneself. So these structures that are put are very important.
Yeah.
specific word per se. But here's what I think. I agree with a lot of what we've been having because there's so many people who have these ideologies of I've never had sex before, but holistically, there's so much that's going up in their mind. There's so much of their attitudes that are not aligned with that point of view. But I also believe that we still have people who have chose to follow this path of abstinence, celibacy, and all of
Exactly.
that, and mirror it with the actions. Mirror it with how they interact with people. Mirror it. For example, you mentioned some people how they look at you in a certain way. I bet you that there are more people doing that way, but there are still a tiny percentage of people who, regardless of the work that it is that you do, they have empathy first off. They are willing to have conversations. They're willing to see how a middle ground can be established. My name is Idris Ogene. I'm a stylist. I'm also a creative consultant. My stance on virginity is totally totally sponsored from the word of God, right? So it means even if there was no other source than this same word of God, it'll still be that. Not all are hypocrites. There are still people who choose to say, this is the path that I want to. I don't agree with what you are doing. I don't think it's right, but I'm going to focus on this life that I'm living because
But that's the point.
okay.
Why do you think what I'm doing it's not right?
It's not that it's not right. It's just that it cannot be for that person. Like, it's not for me. Doesn't mean it's not right.
Exactly.
Because
That's
I
the
have
point. That's what makes them hypocrites. You don't choose not to do what you don't want to do and choose and you're not telling me that the what I'm doing is wrong. No. Who are you to tell me that?
it might not.
No, because that's exactly the attitude or the word you just used on me now. For the
What word
fact
did
what
I
I'm
use?
you said for the fact that what I'm doing
No, I
it's
wasn't
not
referring
right.
to you. It was just a generic statement.
Exactly. I take it personal, bro.
It wasn't to you.
Okay.
So if you take it personal,
As
that's
a
not on me.
representative,
That's not on me.
as a
Okay, before
Okay,
they
before they
continue
continue
their
their
argument,
argument,
she is making
she
an
is
argument
making an
that
argument that
why
why
do we have to
we have
say
to say
that what
that
I'm doing
what
as
I'm
sex
doing as
worker
sex worker
is wrong
is wrong
just because
just
maybe of
because maybe of
their
religious
religious
their religious
standpoint.
standpoint.
I don't
I
see
don't
why I'm
see why
questioning
I'm
about
questioning
faith
about faith
because
because
obviously
obviously
I'm a
I'm a
Christian.
Christian.
If I
If I
see
see
sex worker, if I
sex
see
worker,
a
if I see a
prostitute,
prostitute,
the first that comes to
the
my
first that
mind is
comes to my
okay,
mind is okay,
this is wrong.
this is wrong.
It's the same thing
It's the
like
same thing
okay,
like
start
okay,
asking
asking
that okay,
that
why
okay,
do we feel
why
like
do we feel
me
like me
choosing to kill
choosing to kill
somebody is
somebody
wrong
is wrong
because you don't
because
believe
you
that
don't
it's wrong?
believe that it's wrong?
You get the point.
You get the point?
So there
So
has to
there has
be
to be
some sort of
some sort of
moral
moral
standard, like I
standard
keep saying, every in
every in every
aspect of life. You can't take out the moral standing of sex. I want to live in the other areas such as maybe rape, murder, all these other things. Because some I feel like, okay, I just really enjoy raping people, and the fact that you find it wrong does not mean that it's actually wrong. The same way that you're saying that I just really enjoy being a sex worker. I just like this work, and the fact that I find it wrong does not make you wrong. You get the point? Let's continue.
Sex
Okay.
is really a sacred thing, yeah?
to you,
Regardless,
you.
to the society.
No. But you just said, hold on. You just said that being a virgin.
I think
I think
my
Mike was
sir is
sir
actually
was actually
yeah. I don't know.
I don't know in case
I get what I said
I get what I
earlier.
said earlier, I said
But I was saying that
but I was
that's
saying
the
that
that's the
with like people say that
what you're doing is not wrong just because the person cannot put a certain standard. We have to always see moral standing in every aspect of life, whether it's case of sex work, rape, murder, all these other societal things. There has to always be the point of more of right and wrong. So you cannot say that because I enjoy killing people and you don't, you cannot judge me for it. Because I enjoy maybe rape and you don't, you cannot judge me for it. Because I enjoy being a sex worker and you don't, you can't judge me for it. So practically, there has to always be that differentiation between right and wrong in all these topics.
It is a personal something that you choose.
Exactly.
So why are you not centralizing or generalizing mine? I
There's a
don't
reason
think I
why
don't think
that
you're
part of
being
your
fair.
body is not
I don't
public.
think you're being fair. You chose to abstain from sex and you see that as a personal decision. Then I choose to be a professional sex worker and you see that as a sin, you see that as sacred.
Actually, it's sin.
No.
If and let me have a
Okay,
conversation.
okay.
Why I think
Let's not deviate from the
yeah.
question. I said that to her because she made it look like she's a saint by choosing. Hold on. You don't need to say it by word before.
I
You
don't think she
say,
meant it.
yeah, she said that indirectly.
For her to know what is black and white, she has an idea of what white and black is. So if she says this is black, whether you choose to believe or not, is
It's
informed
your
on how
choice.
she sees what is
Then
black or
he
white.
shouldn't.
It's not a matter of you.
Then she
You
shouldn't tell
understand?
him that he's seeing it from this angle, which is not supposed to be so. If you are saying virginity is it's normal or is a personal decision and you stand by it, then let me be with my belief. Don't generalize or justify what you choose to do, and now you're condemning mine indirectly.
But if I want to come from that standpoint, the first statement you made is, why is anyone a virgin? Why should you be a virgin? That can, for me, I can see that as a slight. I can see that to you as being judgmental towards people who have that idea.
I'm not running
So
away
the
from
same,
that.
yeah, so
No, no,
the same way you're feeling is how I can perceive it like
I'm
that.
not feeling bad that you said that. I'm only
But
trying to clarify. This is who I am. Whether you like it, hold on. Whether you feel I'm attacking you or generalizing it or not, I'm not running away from the fact that I'm doing that actually.
fine, fine. I think we Christians have not had a good way to actually speak up to people, right? Our generation is getting better, but we have not felt so well at communicating what it is that we believe in. So firstly, it's how we communicate these
No,
things and how we are willing to give it time for
no.
these thoughts to ruminate and build like a stronghold in their heart. It's not going to be immediate. So what we want to do is we see you, we see that this is what you do, we want to castigate you, not knowing that it takes time for these words that we say to you to actually yield and form something. So that's why they have that standpoint that these guys are hypocrites.
We would appreciate if you subscribe to the channel. We're trying to hit 50,000 subscribers in the first quarter of this year. Sex work.
Okay, before the next prompt, there's something that the woman said I would like to comment on. So she was saying that if she has chosen her lifestyle, why will you condemn it as a sin when you have chosen yourself? So if maybe if you have chosen to be a virgin and I've chosen to be a sex worker, why should you condemn mine as a sin? But at the beginning of the started by saying, why would you want to be a virgin? That was a quick judgmental statement. Okay, people who maybe indulge in this sex work, most you would find out be like they don't see the point. Almost in their eyes, what you are doing is a sin to them. Because what's a sin is like what you should not be doing. So if they feel like you should not be keeping yourself, then that they don't agree with it. In their eyes, it's somewhat of a sin. And like I said, it goes against a fight of right and wrong. Someone has to have that consciousness of black and white. So if I'm saying that I'm going to prioritize virginity in my living, then definitely when I see you as a sex worker, it will be the direct opposite of everything I believe in. And in my eyes, it's going to be a sin. Whether it's from a religious standpoint, whether it's from my personal decision, it is going to look like a sin in my eyes. So her point was not actually making so much sense because she's feeling like, don't tell me I'm sinning even if my beliefs are very different from yours. Like nobody is stopping you from being what you want to be. Nobody can stop you from being a sex worker or whatever you want to be. But you have to understand that other people's eyes, they are always have a judgment to you based on their beliefs.
Is a sin.
Sex work is actually a sin. I'm doing it doesn't mean I don't know what I'm doing, right? We all have our different mindsets. I can choose to say I want to have money, but I want to have it in this way. Now, I'm already aware of the consequences that accompany the lifestyle that I've chosen. But because this is the way I want to make it from, I choose a deaf ear to every other saying and focus on that direction. At the end of the day, maybe I might just ask for forgiveness or something like that. But it's really a sin.
Because our body is the temple of the Holy Ghost, as we are meant to believe in the Bible. So we are meant to keep our body for whoever I want to get married to. In as much as it's a sin, I still prefer being a sex worker because it's a fastest way of getting your money. If you look at the country we are today now, the only fastest job you can do is being a sex worker. That is why I still do it. I enjoy doing it.
I basically just said it's a sin because sin interrelated to religion. So according to religion, it is a sin. Simple.
The reason why you're honoring God is not for an end goal of somebody. So it means that whether you're married or not, whether you, for whatever reasons, you don't get to be married at all, this is God's word. This is God's commandment. This is what God will have you do. And that's what you sustain. But that's an aside. Firstly, it's about how much we honor the one who gave us the body that we're living in.
True.
Somebody mentioned the scripture about the body being a temple. So what do you do with the temple? You honor it. You don't desecrate it. It could be masturbation. It could be pornography. It could be this. It could be that. It's not just sex work alone. It's the whole it's the whole bracket.
Can the disagreeer now speak?
Okay, before disagreeers pop up. First, the word sin is from a religious standpoint. You hardly hear in a court to be like sin. I think it's mostly originated from a religious standpoint. So whenever they ask, is sex work a sin? You're going to go back from where what is considered a sin in the first place. So you go religious standpoint, different religions you see that okay, sex sex work, sin. So you can say that for you, you don't feel like you're sinning, you don't be called a sinner. But if you don't identify with the religious things, you should not feel like them call you a sinner. They are calling you a sinner because of their religious beliefs. I could call you a sinner because of my religious beliefs. Okay. But at the end of the day, when you take the word sin, you are sinning. If you have this point of view.
My job. I do it to get money. I do it to have fun. So to me, it's not a sin.
It's her belief, basically. But I do feel like we should be honest with ourselves. A sin comes from a religious point of view. It is. It's not an argument. The man that was agreeing as well comes to understand that it is what it is. There are some advantages, there are disadvantages, and it happens.
When you talk about the world, and as the laws that are consigned around the world, you realize that it's a sin. But still, we do it because it's a job. I will still pray to God that God bless me as I'm going. Give me a very good client, that will pay me a good amount of
But
money.
you
At
think
least-
do you think it's God that is offering you your clients?
No, 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 I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
No, you're not just saying he's God.
No, it's not.
Oh, he's who? Is it the
Do you
devil?
believe you how
Does
do you
God give
believe how do you
someone
believe
clients?
Excuse me, is
how
it
do
not the
you
Bible that
Jesus.
said before he formed you, he knew you?
that you would
That what?
He
that
knew
you
you
That
that
would
you were
be
going to do
what
all
I'm
these things.
exactly
but you were
trying.
formed in his image. Are you aware?
Oh yeah, of course.
But
And
definitely
that is
that is
why
not in his
anything I
image.
do comes from him.
No, no, I
Because I am
disagree.
formed in his
I
image.
disagree.
Oh.
Do you know why? Because you have the autonomy of choice. He says I give you the life or death, pick
Pick
one.
one, pick
So it
one.
means that there is an
So
option.
does it mean
So
that
it
I can
means
actually do things anyhow I want to and God will just authorize it or just keep it
he will
there?
not authorize it. He has given you permission to
That's
pick
because
one
it's
or
a
two. A or
choice.
B.
Okay,
It's
so
a choice.
And
You
we don't
can.
just
There's something God has given both scholars called free will. And that's where people say he's not greatest because he had a possibility of impacting his will on us forcefully, but he gave us the chance to choose free will. Now, in this case of sex and calling it a job, it's like for me, I'll put an opinion out. You cannot say that because it's your job, it's not a sin. Because why? It's the same thing that people are sent as assassin. Robbers are going to say. So I'm going to say that robbing people is not a sin. It's their job. I'm going to say that people that are sent to murder other people are not sinning. It's their job. So sometimes you have to be very real. The fact that you the act that you are doing something that was like a more relative does not mean that now it takes it out of the category. You might have taken it as but it's just like all the other things that were very wrong, that out of this container. It's like they have said matrimonial, that's where it has to happen. So you're taken out of that place, you are sinning. You might have taken it as a job, trying to legalize it, but you're still sinning. It's just what it is.
guys, hold on. In a situation whereby there's no business, which doesn't happen to me, does it mean that God does not permit or the devil actually because I want to understand why you said if there's a client, God is not the one giving me the
God
client.
is not giving
God does not
approve.
God.
God does
Hold on.
not approve
This
of
is
that.
my
It is
hold
the
on.
work of devil now.
Auntie, auntie, God does not give you clients. God does not give you clients. It's like saying God, everything in this world is God that is giving you. No, 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 no. It's not a person that'll sit down and give you cancer if you can't die. Like it's time to understand not everything that is coming your way is God that sent you your way. The fact that I woke up and you woke up, I was like, oh Father Lord, please send me a man today, send me many men today so that my work will be very fruitful. And you get to have that day that you something that God sent it. God has already made it very clear that He is not in alignment with this particular thing, with being a prostitute, a sex worker. So you cannot come and then say because you prayed and you felt now that God answered, means that God has changed who He has always been. They say He was, He is, and He always be. It's actually so funny for me.
Of a thing. It's a spirit that nobody know how he managed to come into. If you go deep down, even though you Google it, I don't think anybody knows how sex, as in being a sex worker, how it came about. It's a corrupt thing. God can't be bringing man to you to be having fun with you every day. In a day, say you can have like 5 customers. God cannot do that.
Thank
I
you.
ask
Thank you.
God every day to
Can
bless.
God make you
Hold on, babe.
to be
I
sinning
ask God
before
every
him?
day to bless the work of my hand. Just the way someone will open his or her shop and say, I need customers. Yeah? Who is the person praying to? Or because mine is sex working, you're telling me it's not God. My dear, God provides every client and customers to
And
me.
I'll tell you what that's not true.
Oh, okay.
Devil comes to Jesus. He says, go to the mountain, look around the world, bow down to me, and I'll give you all of this. Because what? He has the capacity to give him. And if Jesus had made that concession of relinquishing what he is truly, which is the Son of Christ, devil will have provided something good for him. That's why I can prove to you that the Lord is not the one blessing. Because what? Devil has the capacity to engineer blessings.
Well done, sir.
Said a hired assassin is given the opportunity to like pay money to kill. So that they are killing, is it right or is it wrong?
Now,
Because they are getting
hold
paid.
on.
Because they're
Now,
getting
hold on.
paid.
It depends.
Is it a sin or not?
Good. Some are being paid. If you're being paid to do a job, you're doing your job.
Even if he's killing.
Hold on. No matter what it is.
For real?
Exactly.
Agreement is agreement.
Brother.
For real?
You're doing business.
This might seem delusional. Okay, so you're going to say, let's keep out assassin. People who are sent to be suicide bombers or just to go and place bombs somewhere and like incinerate an entire building. We should not consider those people as sinning because they're doing their job. They're doing so good at their jobs. And she's even saying that, okay, no, God is a person blessing her by her. And she prays for her clients and say, the devil. It's the devil that's giving those clients. And I like the fact that some people here are very honest and very in tune with reality. That even if the other man is sex worker, she's like, she knows it's not God that is bringing these people her way. God will not want this for her. It's very good to have that sense of reality. And I believe this woman is not just willing to accept it.
In life, you'll be sentimental.
Hold on. Being a sex worker, I'm actually hurting someone, direct or indirectly. Maybe a marriage, maybe a relationship. I'm actually hurting someone. But to me, I'm doing my job. It's not a sin. But to that person, maybe I'm committing a bigger crime. Same as assassin or any other job you find unwanting or unliking. Am I permitted to talk about our politicians?
No.
Are they doing you good at all?
No, they're not. They're not.
But they are enjoying they are doing their job. They are enjoying their life.
If God says this is not what he would have you do with your body, then you cannot say that same God is what he's blessing you.
Yeah.
That's what I'm not
Thank
saying.
God said I should not be a sex worker. Does the Bible say your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit and you shall not have sex?
You shall not have sex outside a container, which is what? Marriage.
My choice has made my life better.
My choice has made my life better in so many ways. As a sex worker, I've met a lot of prominent people, so many lovely people that on a normal day, I won't see them, I can't reach them one-on-one. But being a sex worker, this kind of people, they'll come down to your level. They want to dance to your tune because of what they want from you, and you too, you want something from them. There are some places I want to go, being that as a sales worker, I've met with this person one-on-one. We have had a transaction, a deal successful. That will make that person to quickly assist me in whatever I wish in within his reach.
I don't know if it's an album or a song. I think it's Skepta. It's called Ignorance is Bliss, right? So I have I have seen that play a part in my life where I've chosen not to know certain things that has been happening around my clan. That has helped me, right? That has solidified my sanity.
In Nigeria, to be precise, there are certain things you cannot do if you don't have the connection. You just need one call, and your problem is gone. And I can tell you for a fact that this business gives you a good connection to that. These days, it's not by what you can do, your
by born
ability, how
again.
talented, how
born again,
intellectual. That's a good, a good, solid
Connectivity.
stand in life.
There was the job I was trying to get. I was trying and trying and trying, but I couldn't get it. But later on, I had a client that referred me to a client which I went to do massage for and all that, and then some misery things happened, and you all know the story. So all of a sudden, the
Bros,
connection was
bros.
very strong. And could you believe that the person that I actually massage and had the misery with was the person that is the main founder of that area. And later, I was given a position that was more higher than the person that was supposed to employ me on that place from. So if
You see?
not for that, tell me how would I have that connection? My machine gun can do some miracle that will actually give me some wonderful amounts of money that I can use to survive or take care of my family. So that's the reason why.
I mean, that's disagreeable, but there are other ways you can
No,
get
there
them.
are other
But
ways,
yeah,
but
I
at
just
that
wanted to put
moment,
that
the
in.
qualification wasn't up to getting that place.
I chose for myself to not to value sexuality in a sexualized world.
In a situation, the situation happening now in Nigeria with the hardship and all of that, and you're there, and you need a connection that comes with the price of your virginity. And without that connection, it's going to take you like decades before you can survive by yourself. What happens?
And that's what I love about my parents. They taught me.
No, I'm not talking about your
Majority-
parents.
Well,
You.
they
Oh,
taught
okay.
me patience.
Okay.
Even if me as a person, yeah, even if it'll take me 10 years to get to where I need to get to, take me
Hunger go
20.
finish you.
That's just it. That's what my parents taught
That's
me.
our choice, and that's
Hard,
fine.
So in that
hardship.
sense, if there's a situation whereby you're going to die if you don't give out your virginity to get, to survive, you prefer to die.
Yes. Because life is not, the thing is that whatever, if I should give out my virginity, whatever I got from that virginity, it's not stable. I don't know how to explain it to you. It didn't happen because of my own skills. It didn't happen. Like, for example, he said that he had a job that he got higher than that person that was supposed to hire him. If I was in his own situation, of course, yes, I'd enjoy that, but I'd be scared that if someone should check under the table, see how I got this
But
position
that means
I
you're
got,
actually not
I'll
being
be scared.
professional. Because he didn't say he did something bad. He said he
No.
did a job that linked him to a client.
But
if
he
I
said
heard
he
clear,
talked
I
about his
never said he did
qualifications.
anything
if I
bad.
heard
talked
clear,
about his
hold on,
qualifications.
Even though I
that's
can do it well, it was because I was able
Do
to do
it
it
well.
well.
I'm saying that if someone should check, any enemies day, if anybody should check, if my enemies should decide that they check and they want to ruin me, that's how they can find that, okay, it is connection that this person used to
But
get
it
to this
actually
position.
depends on how you're reasoning. Because there are people that get fired even with a legit way of getting a job.
At
the
least,
right
even if
process.
I'm fired,
Okay. Let's just pause the first. First, the prompt is my choice has made my life better. I don't disagree that every person here will agree with this prompt. Choosing to be a sex worker, choosing to be a virgin every day, it's a decision that you took your time and sat down and you said, okay, this, I'm sticking to this. And for the virgins, they're definitely going to feel themselves self-fulfillment and they have their reasons for choosing this. So definitely I'm going to feel my life is so much better because of the decision I've taken. And also for the sex workers, that a list of reasons why they ended up going this way. And they'll feel that they have benefits that have made their life totally better. And in the case of when they ask you, so if something came up and like you had to give your virginity or you die or you lose a particular work, when the man said he had gotten a job and he never had maybe the qualifications or that standing then to get that job, but because of his whatever,
You
he
know,
got a job.
what I even just heard these guys talking about this thing. I was just like, Mama, we are finished. I swear now that we are finished because I cannot imagine. Just imagine the type of cope that you have to go through to be like, if you have to have a situation where you are going to die, that they give up their virginity. I can swear that there's not those people who are giving them opportunities, quote unquote. They do not have any respect for them. No respect at all.
True.
If that is the way that you are getting to get to a job or whatever, the next time that when they will see another person who is going to give them probably better sexual services than you, where that job will go in just like that, because it is something
That's
that you
true.
have not worked for. It's not something that you actually merit if you have to use your sexuality to get it. So yeah, we are cooked. We have this, our generation has gone bye bye. If this is the way some of these people are thinking, then I swear to God.
Definitely. Oh my god, like when I listen to it, I'm really trying my best not to go like, ah, I'm just trying to keep this smile because I'm very shocked. Because anything that's you use economy to get, you have to keep it in that economy to maintain. Like anything, what you give, like if it's your qualifications, if it's what you're already inbred with that you gave, and you got that job, all they'll need for you is what you already have, and that's a qualification. But when you use sex as a reason, as your qualification method to get to a particular job, then you're going to be, I don't know, you're just a sex worker in the office because the only thing keeping you there is the sex they're getting from you. And once that sex you're offering is no longer equal to the standard that I want to increase in that business, they'll let you go that fast. We have a comment that says from Kinney Wolfgang that says the name sex worker alone is irritating to me. It's just the name I've taken my I don't
Yeah,
know,
I don't
brother and
even
sister.
believe
It's just
that
the name
they
I've
should be
taken.
calling them sex workers. I think the whole name sex workers came to come and they say humanize them a little bit, but they really need to call them how they are supposed to be called. They're either called
It was prostitutes
prostitutes
before.
or they're called hookers. But for some
Yeah.
reason, prostitutes and hookers don't want to be they don't want to hear them being called prostitutes and hookers. And I'll say sex worker. Sex worker is sex is no work. There's no work there. That is not a talent.
Oh my god.
So yes,
But
Kenny, you are very,
also
very right. This whole sex worker thing like that, I don't even know where the white man is coming up with this type of things. Why the white man brings out all these types of languages. They
names. Yeah,
change
just
language in order to make things which are supposed to be unheard of, to
yeah.
make them look a little bit more palatable. Because if say you were telling somebody I'm going to go and see a prostitute, a person is going to look at you completely differently if you are saying, but if you were saying you are going to go and see a sex worker,
I'd be like, it's professional.
it almost dignifies the work. But no, they are hookers and prostitutes. They should call it what it is. Especially if they are proud, just like the woman who is the video is saying she's a
Yeah.
sex worker and proud. She said, I'm a prostitute and proud.
That's if you're proud of it, call yourself who you are. But no, she would still not want to be called a prostitute. She call herself a sex worker. It's like the way they stopped calling suicide and started calling it unalive in some platforms. Like it's suicide. Just leave it.
Yeah, but
Unalive
it's just
yourself.
because
It's okay.
YouTube could take you down for saying the word. It's
When
yeah.
it's a normal word, it's the word. Let's continue.
I'm on solid ground. If you
Single. That's
understand
what
what
she
I'm saying,
says. Yeah.
it's simply that I was qualified. That's why I was chosen. It's simply
And you were
solid
fired because
ground.
life happened.
Yes, it
Exactly.
happens too. It
Exactly. It
happens. That can
happens too.
happen.
Good, bad things happen to good
Good
people.
people.
Bad things happen to those that did the right thing.
Yes.
Bad things happen to those that didn't do the right
Like
thing. Good things
yeah.
happen to good people. Good things happen to bad people. It happens.
So you rather prefer keeping your virginity
Till
than,
she die.
No, things I don't
you
value.
know, for
Okay.
example, now that your virginity, someone want to help you, like you are at the point of death now on oxygen.
But
This person
I
said,
think that there's no
for
situation
me
that
to
warrants
help
that, Sha.
you, I need you.
There's a misconception here. I don't value my virginity. I'm simply a virgin because I choose my morals.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't value. It's not even whether you're a virgin, whether you're not virgin. It's not the reason why I am a virgin right now. Is because I chose to be a virgin, not because I didn't see reason not to be a virgin. It's not if there's reason tomorrow.
So in that case, exactly.
means-
That means you're willing to put it on the line.
That reason is not a good enough reason for me. So say that I'll say
Between
that
life and death.
die.
You rather die
Yes.
as a virgin.
That person is using me.
Alia is more of a moral person, which is fine. It's
Let
just her
the
morality
cope.
is
Let
not
the cope.
consistent. Because, I mean, she said, oh, she's willing to keep it, and then when she finds a reason to, she can let it all out. That's morality. I am not on the side of morality because whatever good reason that I see to take away this life that I'm living, it doesn't make no sense. I'll still continue living this life. I do not toe that line of morality.
You said that
Okay, one thing affects like the people who are doing sex work or like life or death situation. You're still going to choose to remain a virgin. I mean, you're not going to go around and sleep around, even if he was going to save your life. I think they are forgetting that doing sex has a possibility of getting you killed. Like there are STDs. You can actually die. Some people die from sex. You hear the news all the time. So it's not like sex, this thing that now will keep you totally away from dying. There are other different diseases it brings in, different negativities it brings to your life. But now it makes people get drained. People have to be on drugs and alcohol to maintain this lifestyle that I've chosen. So if I'm choosing this lifestyle to be a virgin, whether she's doing from a moral stand or whatever, she has seen that this is better at preserving her life. And now you're bringing this life and death situation. And because you want her to choose it to give her virginity just because she wants to die this moment. But no, she should live the rest of her life in misery of something that she is going to break her moral, something that's important to her. Nah.
virginity is by
Go and
choice
tie
because you've
wrapper. You
not
won't
really
keep your
seen a
virginity
reason
and die.
in a situation of life and death in exchange for your virginity. Yeah, you still would choose to die.
Because I would be a slave to that person.
Hold
The
on.
thing is,
It's a
let me
one
clarify
thing.
this thing
Virgin,
very
you don't
well.
lose virginity twice. You don't go lose your virginity
Let me
twice now.
clear it.
So once you lose it, it's not like being a slave to that person. It's a hold on, babe. It's a one-time thing. So like she said, losing your virginity for survivor at that point. You're not
now.
saying eternity at that point. So it's a one-time thing. You still choose to lose your life
That's
over
what she said.
losing
The thing
your
is
virginity.
that
That's what
I
she's
the thing
saying.
is that the person is not my God. I refuse to allow that person to hold the position of my God.
No, we never
Why
bring
will you
God.
take,
We
why
never
will you
bring
take
God.
my life
Never
because I
bring
didn't
God.
choose to give
No,
you
we
my
are not.
virginity?
Hold on,
And I
hold on.
refuse
Just
it.
one, no.
I tell you,
It's valid. I think it's
It's
very valid.
it.
Can we agree
Can we
that
agree
if
that
somebody
if
holds
somebody
you at
holds
gunpoint and it's also a life threatening situation and tells you that, you have to sleep with me at this point or you die, it's rape. It's not your will. Even if you bend to it, it's rape, it's sexual assault. Why? Because it's not what you want. End of the day, sex has to be consensual. If I'm giving into this or if I'm letting you do this because you have threatened my life, I'm not consenting to this. I'm just going. Like I'm just letting you be because you have threatened my life. You have put me at the edge. I could still say, okay, go ahead and kill me. So the choices are you could kill me or you could not force me into this other act that I don't want to do. So regardless of anything, you will not be given a virginity. So they're trying to make you feel like, no, will you agree to sleep with this person if the person holds a gun to your head? No, I'm not going to agree. But it's not like I can do at that point. The person can force me, has a gun to my head. At the end of the day, I will still end up dying. So let's not try and confuse the two.
one of the funny things that I see in this video too is that you see all this, the prostitutes on the panel that are trying to pressure the the one who has preserved her value and trying to give her all sorts of situations where she could lose her virginity. And I think it
Yeah.
just speaks to a deeper concern, right? Like it speaks to a deeper pain in them actually, because if I'm sure if you ask them, if you could turn back the clock, if you could cancel all of those people that you have slept with to start from fresh, would you want that? I'm sure it is going to be an overwhelming yes. because having sex with a lot of men, especially, well, that's especially for women, having sex with a lot of men really, it takes away something from you every time that you lay down with a man.
Yeah,
And I think there's
definitely.
someone who once described having sex with men like using tape. When you put tape, when the tape is very fresh, it is very sticky. And then, but when you start putting it and gumming it and removing it from different surfaces and different types of things, after maybe after 10 surfaces, it, it's
It's no
no
longer sticky.
longer, yeah, it's no longer sticky. And so that just, I think it's a very, that's a very good analogy for the way that sex works with the woman's psyche. And when you start getting detached from it like that, it's very terrible for the woman's psyche. So I think all the trying to bash her, to give her all sorts of ways, even bringing death into the issue. That how many people in this world are in a situation where they either lose their virginity
Or
or
lose
they
their
die.
life.
So it's just like bring the most absurd type of thing to ask in order to pressure them to give in to the fact that they could lose their virginity or something like that, which I think it's more telling about the hurt that is in these our prostitutes who have
Definitely.
decided to call themselves sex workers now.
Yeah, totally. Because, like you said, the woman in the middle, I think she mentioned earlier that she had a set of failed relationship, and she said felt like she was doing sex like a favor, like one that lasted like 2 days, and she had slept with a person, and she just felt like she was a fool. She was being a fool actually because she had seen a pattern that okay, when she engaged with sex with these men so frivolously, they leave. And rather than her choosing that, okay, no, I'm going to put some standards, put some boundaries, put some all of this. She just chose no, let's keep the door wide open. Let's bring all these other men into this party. And I'll feel better and I'll make money and I'll feel more proud of myself. But she does not really feel proud of herself. Deep down, she doesn't. She just wants everyone to make her feel better about this bad decision that she took. That's my standpoint. Let's continue.
Let's continue.
It's not
No,
about the
Okay,
virginity.
it's valid.
okay
Virginity is
then.
not
Okay,
important, yeah. The
okay.
virginity is not important, yeah. Because I don't want you to lord over me. I have that kind of pride. I don't want you to. I don't want my life to be in your
Okay,
hands.
so
I
you
want my
rather
life to be.
I
die.
know,
You
but
rather die. It doesn't add to your life. It's just you trying to follow in some culture. Where I am as a professional, in fact, most of our clients are like married men. This same person you've, given all to keep your virginity for is still going to leave you somewhere or keep you somewhere as a wife and still live or have fun out there with people like us. Such people, when that happens, or when they can't take breakup, they can't take rejection. Such people go into depression easily. Such people commit suicide because they feel they've given this man the world. So they don't deserve to be treated ill. They don't deserve to be abandoned and all of that.
I think what a lot of people were caught up on, they thought that I saw virginity as something that I could never lose it. I said that in the situation that I refuse to allow this person to essentially rape me and then give them that power. I refuse. I'd rather be dead than be raped. Assuming I wasn't a virgin and that situation was still brought up to me, I still make that same choice because I refuse to give them the power
Said.
over me, simply.
Sex work can have
Okay.
positive impact.
I'm actually very interested in this particular prompt. I would like to hear what everybody's saying before I say what I'm saying. Because I want to really find out, I think in a way, it will bring some positive effects to society. But let's just see what they have to say first.
Aspects of sexuality, they are not, the partner that you have may not be comfortable with whatever it is. They are who they are who you are. And sometimes the partner that you can develop a family with is not necessarily the partner that you can try all your sexual orientation with in that sense. So I feel like that's where sex workers come in. It's better off to go to someone that is only here for a transactionary motive than, let's say, yeah, Madam Sulia, that is your neighbor, or that small girl you are not supposed to be looking at, or pedophilia or whatever. I feel that in the sense that it provides a service that needs to be provided.
Of course, sex work is very important and has positive impact in the
Very
society.
important.
Have
Very
you
important.
noticed or seen the high rate of
You
rape, even with sex work or sex workers, almost everywhere? Now, imagine if these people are not in existence. What's going to be the situation?
Sometime in marriage, some couple are very just like strangers. They happen not to communicate some deep part when it comes to the sexual aspect. And as a chiropractor, massage therapy, I have been able to communicate with a couple of people, and the way they open up to me is not the same way they open up to their partners. Some will say like, my husband couldn't do it this way, and sometimes I really want to let him know about how he's going to do it, or but he's not going to take it, and he wouldn't want to listen. Taking it to the chiropractic part. For example, if you are very tired, you get a massage, just to rackle the body up. When you actually attach the sex at the end of it, which is kind of like the happy ending, it makes the brain and the thought believe that now you've gotten the end part of it, which is the main satisfaction. So sex is very important. Sex workers are very important. Some people doesn't want to leave their marriage because they love their partner, but their partners are not being able to deliver that particular pattern they want. So they instead get people that can sex them very well, but to stay in their marriage. See? And it also help in connecting you to bigger levels, making you know more
Exposure.
people, exposure. So that's the few points I can actually give at this moment.
Can the disagreeers speak?
Okay, before the disagreeers speak, like I said, I'm not going to a hypocrite and deny the fact that sex work has had positive experiences in society. Because, like I said, I would not want to imagine with the way our generation is perverse right now, when certain men feel like they have authority over the bodies of women. If it were not these people that they had to go and pay to satisfy their desires and whatnot, they would turn to want to take forcefully. There'll be more cases of rape if the set work in this present generation we're in was absent. So definitely in that case, I'm going to agree that yes, there is that positive after effect of this entire mess. The fact that it prevents this other outrageous sin from getting more popular. But then again, you should also understand that despite the positive effects it has, apart from the fact that it's degrading to the person, it's not good for society. It also, like they say, it saves marriage. Some people say it might save marriage, but I believe that the presence of sex workers actually takes away the effort people put into their marriages. I believe that people are going to get better at their sexual lives if there are no presence of sex workers. Like those who say, like said, sometimes sleep with married men. If there are no presence of this sex worker, you would have to figure it out. You would have to communicate. The human body, I believe every woman is somehow made the same. The flexibilities might differ, but every woman is made the same. They have the same things. There's something called communication. I believe that if the sex workers were out of the picture, married people will be forced to face. So now they just find this out that okay, I don't need to really communicate this with my partner, my husband, or my wife. I could just go and meet this person that somehow understands this other part of me that I want to be fulfilled right now. Then I'll run back to my home, which actually is adultery. Okay, so sex workers, or the sex worker industry, if I can call it like that, is taking away the communication aspect, especially when it comes to the sexual communication from marriages, because people are not feeling the need to try hard anymore to work together to make that bond special between the both of them, because they can just find these other people where they can satisfy these kinks here and there, and that will take away the entire excitement from exploring your partner or the person you're married to. Yeah. So
Anyways, the one thing that I would say at least is, Sex works, or let me call it appropriately, prostitution is something. Prostitution is something that has been, they say, they call it the oldest profession, right?
Yeah.
So it's the oldest profession because men have always needed that sexual access, and it is very difficult for the normal man or the average man to actually have the amount of sexual access that he actually needs. So prostitution was a way to solve that. And given that most men on earth are average, it came in as some sort of a solution to curb that energy, or to release that energy of that pent up masculine energy which had to be released somewhere. So prostitution did that. But my only problem now with this thing is that when it was like that, it was under the covers. It was under some sort of
Hidden.
secrecy. It was
It was a sin.
it was in the backside. Nobody really had to know that this woman was a prostitute. Of course, you will still pass in the quarter, everybody will be like, it will be something that people suspect. But today or these days, it's like a point of pride. Yeah. You see all these our OnlyFans people, whereas OF people, all these prostitutes who are all online and have brought all their business online and everything, it has lost its use, it has lost its value, the value that it actually had, and now it has just gone down to complete degeneracy. And the bad thing about it also is that they come and they put a certain image in front, which is going to lie to our young impressionable girls, to tell them that, that this is something that you could actually do that is going to be beneficial to your life. See how they're
Yeah.
very proud here to say is that, oh, they entered, they have connection because they are prostitutes. Oh, they
Exactly.
make a lot of money because they are prostitutes. When a girl is going to hear that, and we see how it is very easy for them to open their legs and get taken advantage of because they want small money, or because they want connections that they think that they're going to get. That's my whole big problem about it. the i think the the negative sides of prostitution nowadays have overshadowed its positive sides, and the positive side is not really that much anymore.
Yeah, definitely. So we're not denying the fact that there's some positive after effects of it, but in all, it's all like a 5% or say 2%, 98% comparison. Because if we focus on teaching men or putting more strict standards when it comes to rape, that was another question. Like they are Congo did, the mass execution ended nonsense. It was maybe extreme, but it did the job. If men knew that they were very drastic things to face when they face rape and all these things, it will help. So we don't need to fix a problem by creating another problem. Yeah, let's continue.
I think a lot of conversations are around insatiability, right? I think that's a valid point of view. But I'm on the divide that there is no level of being unsatisfied that communication cannot find a balance with.
Yeah,
So
I
the thing
agree.
with sex is, no matter how transactional it is, there is a sort of attachment. So how do you then mirror the attachment you seemingly have with a partner, with a sexual partner who's not your partner? So why am I living with my wife? We can't do all that needs to be done, and then I go back. There's going to be a disconnect mentally.
There's
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah,
challenges when it comes to a sex worker. It deprives you of a lot of things. A man is patronizing a sex worker. The love is not there because all he wants is sex. All the sex worker wanted from him is money. As a sex worker, there are some things you will not be thinking of. You will not be thinking of your future. You are there, you are making money. You can hardly find love.
Sex worker is a job on its own. They're not out there to look for love. I'm not out there to look for who is going to love me. I'm there to do my job as a professional sex worker. So what do I need your love for? I actually need your money. Except as a sex worker, you actually
This man is bent on her professional sex worker. She's bent.
You know the
That
funny,
just
another funny thing is that no matter how you twist it or no matter how you mix it, the women who are prostitutes are still women, and just like the one before our professional sex worker here, she's still looking for love.
exactly.
And when you get into that line of work, as she's trying to overstate that line of work has gone up, line of work has come down. When you get into that line of work, it's going to affect you personally. And I don't see many men lining up to want to put you in their houses like a
That's it.
wife as a sex worker. So if you are getting yourself into sex work or into prostitution, then you should already know that the type of men that you would like to be husbands to, just mark them X. And probably the guys who are going to be coming to you to want to put you in their houses are going to be your clients. Some of the
Most
clients that you don't
probably.
want to ever see, those are the ones who come and tell you that they are falling in love.
And it's true because the question is not the fact that as you are a sex worker, maybe you don't want love, but the fact is like it will hinder. Like that was very honest to say that it causes a sort of barrier or makes it harder for her to find love in life because of her work. So you have to understand the fact that even if you don't do this work searching for love, when you in turn want to search for love, it'll be very difficult. In some cases, maybe impossible. Most men don't want a sex worker as a wife for very good reasons too.
loves me that I will love as a sex, then you are in the wrong profession.
I
I'm
actually
actually
think
looking
that's an advantage
exactly.
because it's
So this is my
purely
job. I'm working to
transactional.
get money to do other things for myself.
At the first place, you were talking about people that are not satisfied are the people that are going to.
Sex workers.
Exactly. So most time you are only paying a sacrifice to get what you want. You are not really satisfied
Life can give you
what
100%.
you are doing. I mean, there are some lady you want to have as a wife. You marry them, you love them, the character is there, everything is there. But when it comes to that sex part, you are not just.
But can we
They are not
agree
the
that
type of.
can we agree that sexuality can be improved?
It can be improved, but trust me, you have
Depending on
tried
the
your best.
individual, hold on. For those that want to improve, not all. Have you seen a partner that will tell you, I can do threesome? Can your partner do that?
I don't currently have a
Oh,
partner.
okay, sorry. No, no, now that's
Why should your partner want that? It's a question you should have asked. If my partner, I will say we're in this together. Why should you want that? This is another thing that's been normalized. Open relationship, open marriage, threesome. As in what?
Yeah, you know that is the descent to all this our sexual deviancy, all this funny threesome, or is foursome, or is how many some, or is
The
even
number keeps
handsome.
adding. That's the point. Like if we're partners, if it's me and you, where the third person come from? Like I was asking ourselves. So, like I said, you can work on it. They've at least acknowledged the fact that you can improve your sexual life to please your partner. So the same work can just make it harder for you to want to try harder to do that thing.
I won't dare, no matter what he wants.
Yeah,
I
that's
won't
unreasonable.
improve in what if that's
Not
what the man
necessarily
wants?
unreasonable. Let's just say it's not unreasonable. It's a sexual orientation. It's what you want for yourself in the bed. Stuff like BDSM, stuff that look crazy to your average person. If that's your sexual orientation, that's what you like. Assuming you're with a partner, you can communicate to some certain extent. But if this partner is not with you in that sexual orientation, there's no amount of
So
communication.
my question
That
is,
will
where
work.
is where
Thank
is
you.
where is where do
That's the question. There are so many out of place sexual fantasies now. And I would say that your partner is not cooperating because this crazy idea of sex is not ringing their ear. The fact you don't sleep with another woman and the three of us at once is not ringing my ears, so I'm a bad partner. The fact that I don't beating up in bed, I'm crazy for not wanting that. That's the problem with this, because now when it comes to satisfaction, there is other very crazy levels that people have reached, and they cannot find people because normal people will not want it. So they have to go to other people that have left reality. Smart.
No, that's what I was talking about. The what bringing all of this sexual liberation stuff and all these sex workers or prostitutes in front of our televisions and in the public sphere. This is all of what it has become. Because now when people start talking about threesomes and foursomes or whatever and all this, those are the things that are called sexual deviancy. Those are
Exactly.
sexually deviant behaviors. But people look for all kind of ways to call them in order to make them seem normal, but they are not normal.
They're not.
Those are things that when people used to ask for it, they used to send them to insane asylums, because those are not normal behaviors. But for some reason, our sex workers or our prostitutes are the ones to. That's why when somebody had those type of things, they had to hide to go and do it, because it is not normal.
Yeah.
Like, it is not a normal thing. So people should not be expecting they should not be expecting people, normal people, to come and be doing abnormal stuff and say it is because they are unable to do abnormal stuff, that is why that is a good thing for the society. It is not a good thing for the society.
It's not. Like if I don't want to be beaten up, yeah, the person that is sick, not me. Like like where do we draw the line with this sexual satisfaction? Like where do we draw the line? Where is it insane and not insane? Because it has gotten to a point that I don't need to see the line again. People are just like everything goes. It depends. It's you. It's what you want. It's a very crazy society.
I know sometimes I think people have put like some kind of emphasis on sex. Like it's almost like sex is some people's god, I think.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
worship it.
Yeah, they kind of worship it. I think there was a baker actually who is some sort of a celebrity now, and she got a lot of flack because she was like, sex is not, that she does not consider sex as important as people think, and there was a lot of backlash on her. But if you really look at it, how many styles do you want to do before you are satisfied? How many how many styles are there before you want to really get satisfied? How many times do you want to do how many different things in order to satisfy it? So it's not the most special thing on it. And when people kind of put a certain all this emphasis on it, that is when all this degeneracy and I don't know, all this prostitution and all this sexual deviancy starts to come into the public sphere. And that's really, really not good for us. And I think all of this is stems, especially in our society. In our society, we do not used to see this type of stuff. But because we
Exactly.
look at a lot of what comes from the Western world and we try to start copying some of these things, that is where we are really going wrong. If I had to even say something, please, we should stop copying all this sexual deviant stuff from the Western
It's
world.
enough. You don't do.
Let them go away. We like our virgins.
You don't do. It's enough. Every day is a new one. You find people asleep for animals.
I swear to
People
God.
are doing all kind of things. It's enough. It's enough. Let's continue.
Sexual satisfaction, if you're not getting at home per se, where is the point at which you tick the box of satisfaction? Or is it a
Exactly.
never
Exactly.
ending thing? Is it you just keep on going?
Everybody has a targeted goal. Now, there's what they call time and chance. When you grow to a certain age, you'll be like, okay, I think I should be satisfied when I'm 40. I should stop all these things when I am 70. But for the meantime, this is what you use to help yourself to keep your relationship going, because you don't want to make her feel like you don't like her. Because if you're not getting sex outside, for example, now somebody actually booked me for sex hour. Now they pay like 250K for me to run through the night, and only what I can do is move my waist 1, 2, 3, and then I come, and then the next thing the person come, everything is down. The person will be like,
Do you
"What's
even know your
this?"
job? Then when am
You
I
even
here? Why did
you
I
get
even leave my home at first?
I'm not about that life, but okay, I say I want to try it. I want to be experimental,
Okay, I want
right?
to test it.
Yeah, I want to test those waters.
I want to know what it feels like.
Yeah, so I then go around like,
I don't
oh,
really like this much.
where is the satisfaction?
now. That's what I said. Within
Does
the
it ever
time,
end?
From the
yeah, yeah.
sex worker, bro, from that
Does it
person
ever
you're
end?
getting that service from.
From one person?
What it depends on you.
Really, we're just battling a case of insatiability. We're
That's
just
it. That's
battling
it.
wanting more, but going to the wrong sources. That really is what it is. We all want more, we all yearn for more. But the problem is when you try to get this more from a place that is not designed to fit in that more, you're just going to keep on searching. You're just going to keep on finding, waiting for the next guy, waiting for the next woman. You're not going to get satisfied. So that's why I asked the question, what's the benchmark for satisfaction? Because if you're going to the wrong source, you're not going to be satisfied. You keep on going. It's a cycle. Get it
A
for one
lot
person.
of guys don't patronize one.
And I think that's why something called sex addiction. Because end of the day, it's chasing a high. You want this level of satisfaction and you put it as a god. You don't see any form of self control. You're like, I would do anything to achieve this level of satisfaction. Satisfaction. And when you get there, like, I want the next level. I want the next level. Until you reach a point where you're into masturbation, pornography, all these things, and you're so deep into it because you keep searching for satisfaction in the wrong places. It was really created for you, and it's like this is a setting. Using this setting and you get satisfaction. You have to just work on communication, you have to work on with your partner. But now people are like, no, I don't just want this. I want this one also. I want this one also. I want the strawberry and mango flavor and all this and all the other. Of the day, you are never satisfied because I don't believe anybody here is fully satisfied. There's always the high that comes back and they want something new. This adventurous kind of lifestyle. See, they find themselves in dangerous things. They get dangerous diseases and all of that.
You know, one of the sad things too is that they're talking about satisfaction, but you would think that people get married because or one of the reasons people get married is so that they can have their constant sexual access. But when you look at the most of the clients of these our prostitutes that are married men, which just tells you that women are not having sex with their husbands. Why? Why are women not? Why are wives not having sex with their husbands? Wives, have sex with your husbands. when you when you don't have sex with your husbands, they are going to go and look for it somewhere. They are
That's
there
true.
for it. You are there for it. When he asks, you give. Can't eat the man too done. Don't be don't be using it to make bargain. Don't be bargaining with sexual access from your husband.
That's
Eh?
that's very true.
Because that we have so many sexless marriages. I can tell you, I see a lot of videos and a lot of things about sexless marriages, and probably, and those are one of the things that really makes marriages to be very tough, because there's a man here, he was probably not even into that thing like that, and then he gets into a marriage, he knows that no, uh, every night when he wants to come, he's in that mood, he's going to get his thing, and then he comes and then you turn and you say, I am tired. You're tired for what? So wives, have sex with your husbands, and maybe they're going to go fewer and fewer to sex workers, and then the marriage is going to be better. Am I lying or am I lying?
No, you're not lying. You're not lying. On a serious note, this shows that it's a serious call for like having sexual orientation. Not just because it's a deep connection that you have with your partner, you have to understand the person that you're with. And you have to not be selfish about it. I think it should be a selfless act. So definitely, if you are going to be a selfish person, you are going to make it harder for your spouse to like stay away from these other distractions, these other things like sex workers and all of that. Not to say that the person cheating or going off the marriage is wrong, but you are making it harder for them to keep their promise to you. So if you want to protect your home, you have to understand the person you're with. You have to be more oriented on their sexual preferences or What they're like, I guess. This topic is always so weird. So yeah, but definitely wives should be more lax, husbands should be more lax because I think it goes both ways. We're talking about the women, yes, but it goes both ways. I think sometimes some women feel very frustrated in their homes, and every day it's a matter of communication. It's a matter of understanding each other because I believe you would get yourself satisfied with the person you're with if you let that person know what you're satisfied with, and that person in return decide to do those things that make you that meet your satisfaction. So it's like you tell me, I try to do it.
I
Like
believe
the
that
first thing serve is like, talk it out.
I believe that even when you are angry, if you ask, you should give. And it's also a learning and it's also a learning process, right? It's like,
I think it should be.
yeah, it's also a learning process with, but I think sometimes we are having women getting into we are having women who are a lot more experienced now before they get into marriages, a lot more experienced than their husbands.
Even
And
both ways, even the men.
well,
I've seen so much.
we I think we are more likely to have women who are a lot more experienced. You know, the more time goes, the
Yes,
fewer virgins we
facts.
are having nowadays. You are going to bet with me if you look among your friend group of girls, it's like one or two or maybe even none who are virgins now. And I can tell you they start not being virgins from very young. And before a boy wants to lose his virginity, maybe most of these our boys, our young boys, lose their virginities in the hands of prostitutes, sex workers. So,
Really?
well,
That's
yeah.
a statistic I never knew.
So it's very difficult for young guys to actually do lose their virginity in the way that we are thinking. So when they're getting into marriages and stuff, more often than not, the woman is a lot more experienced than the man, and that's why they know how to use sex like a weapon. And I'm just saying, stop using it as a weapon. Even if you are angry, people should talk about your problems after, especially after when you are giving it to him. You are going to see how you are going to see how they are going to get softer and the problems are going to be solved very very rapidly. So women, have sex with your husbands.
Okay. Mr. Shabik is bent on this point. He said that have sex your husband's women, even you're angry. Fine wait. But I'm also saying it goes both ways. I'll stand by it. It goes both ways. Let's continue. I have so much to watch.
Sex worker, they patronize
So that's the
different
goal. Like,
types of sex worker. They just want to have a taste.
For example, there is one girl I used to patronize when I normally, pay
My G.
to sex. But now I have been paid to be sexed. Now, the thing is, then I used to patronize just that girl. The reason is I am satisfied with what she's giving me.
Giving you.
Now, I go there, wetin I imagine before I go there be say, I wan get we go knock me well, we go make me feel that this thing, that angle.
We go boost
Now I
you.
don't reach there, she don't give me. Another day, I still need that same thing. Now I go dey think of that feeling. I don't go that area again. I just still see waiting of the essence I want to go around. That's because I am satisfied with
Where
just
you
that one.
are.
But when I don't have that satisfaction on that same person, for example, you say you want test around. What if you test now? That test where you test now, same with the one where you get for house.
I would like my child to be like me.
I personally am a virgin by choice. I follow my true calling. I follow my choice. That is why I'd like my child to be like me, to follow their choice. I don't mind if you have sex before marriage, but don't be running around doing all the wrong things. Like your morality is more important than whether or not you have sex or not.
Scripture says, train up your child in the way that he should go. When he or she is young, he will not depart from it. So I've been brought up in that ideology. And it's an analogy that I've tested. So it's not an analogy that I've foolishly followed. I have at one point tried to reason it out. I want my children to honor God's word, keep their body, love their partners. They don't need to go out to get whatever form of satisfaction they can get it where in the context of marriage. And yeah, that's my point.
Kind of disagree as
Like I really love me. I love your good choice. So yeah, definitely. My own point of view, all the values I take down, I take them really inspired from my faith as a Christian. So I would like to pass down those same to my children. So I would like my children to be like me, to take values, not maybe say be me, but take all my values from my Christian background, like wants to obey God's words, keeping away from sexual immorality, all of that. So yeah, definitely I would like my children to take the same values that I have taken from maybe my parents, for me as a Christian and be passed down. Yeah, definitely.
Speak now.
The life has taught me a lot, and I've seen a lot, and I've gone through a lot of parts. And
Yeah.
so when I'm inside, I teach my son or my daughter how. Instead, for example, now when they give birth to her, they be like, our mothers will be like, my child is going to be a lawyer. This one is going to be a nurse. This one will be a doctor. But at the end of the day, we are not like that because the places we go to, the environment we stay, what we learn is what will
Exposure.
shape us. The child might be saying, I want to be like my father. He doesn't know who his father is. His father is just showing him the character that, he wants to show him. What if I'm a killer somewhere else and then I come home, I'm the perfect dad everybody wants to, have. So I just pray that my child, God, let the child grow in a better way, better than what I am doing. Everybody wants their children to be better than them. That's the thing, right?
I grew up not following the footsteps of my parents, not because they were bad, but parenting is a very difficult thing to do.
True, true.
It's very, very taxing, stressful. It's a lot. You don't just do a job or tell a child, give birth to a child and say don't do this, don't do that, sit here, take this, and you feel you're good to go. No, it's a lot. As you're repairing or you're giving morals at home, someone else out there,
It's
as they step
destroying it.
out,
Yeah, they come out
is
everything.
doing their
Destroying,
own.
destroying.
So that they are impacting positively or negatively. It's either an adult is doing the job for you or someone's child is helping you as an agent do the remaining out there. So I grew up learning, I learned from the hard way and I chose my choice. I chose my lifestyle. Yeah, I chose my path, which I'm not regretting that I did. But I don't want my child to be like me because I don't know the path. Life is going to teach you a lesson, whether you like it or yes. Yeah. So, and a prayer of every parent is the child should be a better version, be better than me. So to me, I'm good. My child will grow up to, see or learn whatever he or she wants to. They will make their choices. But my prayer is for them to be a better version, to make a decision whether the society see it good or bad, as far as they are proud of what they do and they enjoy what they do. I'm good.
I will not allow any of my both born and unborn one to follow my footstep. Reason is that I've done a lot of bad shit. I want them to be raised in the fear of God, in the way of God. I want them to be decent, very decent. Even to the extent that if they can keep themselves to the day they will even get married.
I have a question. Sorry, please. It's for the two of you. Assuming that your, God forbid, or that's up to you. Assuming that your child should like find themselves in a difficult situation and they are opted for they are given this opportunity to go into sex work, would you prefer them that they should go into sex work or like key or wait or like still go through those hard times till something else can pop up? What would
Okay,
you?
okay.
How long will that something else come? What is the
It's God
something
down.
else that's going to
It's
come?
God down.
Have you seen a situation where someone committed suicide because I'm tired of this? I have a friend that attempted suicide twice, but somehow she just keeps surviving it.
And that's why I'm asking, would you prefer
No,
them to
no,
go
no. I
into
would
that
prefer
sex
them
work?
take the option that is upfront.
Like I say, the training that I've given to them when they were young till their point of making choice and everything, it's enough for them to make their decision for themselves. Because even if I make a choice for them and it went wrong at the end of the day, I will
Still
be blamed
fall on
for
you.
it. So whatever consequences that come from the decision they make, they
on
have
them- it's
themselves
on
to blame,
them,
not
yeah.
me. You can choose to live a life of your choice, but you can't choose the consequences that will
They'll
accompany
come
the
with
life
it.
you've chosen.
Okay,
Okay,
first thing, let's back up a bit. The prompt was, I would like my child to be like me. One thing I noticed in this particular prompt was that all the people that were for their children emulating their character were the virgins. Is it a coincidence? That all the people who do not want their children to be like them are the sex workers. Me, I find it like it's an in-depth self-consciousness that I want to do better. I want to be better. I want to achieve something better in my life. And this, maybe it has made my life better in a way, but I feel like I could have done something better. Like, that's how I say it. Like, you find these people who have gone through this work of being sex workers, and even if they are standing and being like, I did this, I'm proud of this, I will not change it, but I will not still want my child to go through this life. And they might want to say like, no, I want my child to have their own profession and all of that, and that's their reason and everything. But that's what the question was about. The question was, would you want your child to be like you? And you are judging what a moral case. Like, would you want your child to be a sex worker or a virgin? I think that was a question.
All right.
So
So we have Metuge, which just met us online. I think he wants to. Hey, Metuge, put on your camera and then we can get you on the show. You should put on your camera and then we can get you up on the show. All right, let's continue.
so like I was saying, at the end of the day, it's like a moral thing internally they understand that what I'm doing, I wish was different. Because it's not coincidence that everybody that wish their child be like them were virgins. And everybody that was like, I don't really think I want my child to follow, I want my child to make their own way were the sex workers. It shows an internal, somehow, resentment for what they do that they cannot really voice out because they feel like it's their job now. They have to accept it. Life has dealt them this girl, this dealt them this cards, and they have to take it the way it is.
How somehow she just keeps surviving it.
And that's why I'm asking, would you prefer
No,
them to
no,
go
no. I
into
would
that
prefer
sex
them
work?
take the option that is upfront.
Like I say, the training that I've given to them when they were young till their point of making choice and everything, it's enough for them to make their decision for themselves. Because even if I make a choice for them and it went wrong at the end of the day, I will
Still
be
fall
blamed
on
for
you.
it. So whatever consequences that come from the decision they make, they
on
have
them- it's
themselves
on
to blame,
them,
not
yeah.
me. You can choose to live a life of your choice, but you can't choose the consequences that will
They'll
accompany
come
the
with
life
it.
you've chosen.
Virginity is not a metric for measuring morality.
Okay.
Well, except from the point of religion, but as a person, virginity is a choice. It's not by your morality. You just choose not to have sex. Whether whatever reason they may be, whether that's your sexual orientation, you are asexual, or whatever. For example, let's take somebody that's asexual. They don't enjoy sex. That's who they are as a person. So they abstain from virginity, from sex. Doesn't mean that that person is holy. Doesn't mean that that person is not lying. That person is not stealing. They just simply chose not to have sex. The idea of a virgin is strongly associated with religion. You can be moral and not be a virgin. It's your morality that's more important than your sexuality.
Virginity to me is like a culture. So that doesn't have or reflect in any way in their behavior.
At all.
There used to be a time where before marriage, you have to be tested
Test,
whether you're a
yeah.
virgin or
Yeah.
not.
They still
Now,
do it now.
in such a scenario, maybe the lady just wants to wait for that test to be positive on that day But that's not going to keep her from, living her life, having her fun, going around with friends. If it's the person that maybe wants to get one or two favor from men, moving around from men. And that's why I said there are some people where you see them doing exactly what sex workers do. The
Without
only
the
thing is
sex,
that
yeah.
penetration. In fact, some people go even give you head. Trust me. Some will use their mouths in exchange for their vagina. Sorry for that word.
That's fine. That's a word now. Holding on to this part of your life, which is virginity, celibacy, abstinence, is so important. It doesn't in any way mirror how you could be a terrible person. It doesn't even make you a better person than another person, but it makes you more of a yielded person because of your values, right? But in the long run, it doesn't make you better than Mr. A just because of that part of your life is sorted. Because I mean, holistically, you can still be a very terrible person.
In spirituality, virginity is a very high key.
Yes, it
Now,
is.
if you are serving God, virginity is very good as well. Now, even in the black side, in the devil
It
side,
is, yeah.
virginity is also a key. Now, you can be able to command some spiritual powers if you
True,
are a
true.
virgin.
Yes. Take Oro, for example.
Exactly.
Can the disagreeer now speak?
Okay, before the disagreeer speaks, the prompt is virginity is not a metric for measuring morality. And yeah, I agree with that. Definitely. Because you can have virgins that are doing other very terrible things. I mean, you find children that are killing their fellow mates. You have people that are virgins but will still be armed robbers. So it is not a metric for measuring morality. But yet, every time you choose to like give this sort of preservation or not conform certain standard that the board has set, you develop a sense of self-control that when you're faced with other cases where you have to choose between right and wrong, you are easily, let's say, propelled to choose the right options. So virginity will not necessarily make you right every situation, like make you a totally moral person, but it will give you the possibility of choosing the right choices. Like because you have already learned self-control. I believe there's somebody joining us. I don't know.
I know.
All right. All right. So like I was saying, the entire thing is like if you're a virgin, does not make you a morally high person now. Like everybody has to kiss your feet because you're a virgin or anything. No. But it does give you an advantage because you have already put a sense of respect to yourself. Like I was saying, that she's a very moral person. She has put a lot of respect to herself, and that's one factor that helps her to fuel because she believes a lot in morality than even the religion wise. So that factor of her being a virgin is really fueling her moral standards. So yeah, being a virgin is not really a metric standard for you saying that you are very high morally, but it does fuel other morality or other moral standards in you. Yeah.
For one thing that I would probably want to say is that virgins too should not over high. Virgins too should not over high. Because I see people are those who are virgins, they like to over put it on people's faces and make us
Uh,
and make as if they're holier than thou. We have virgins out here who are ache casaras. I don't know if people understand that, but even more worse than some of these our more promiscuous girls, but they should not over high. Even though we understand that it is something that has a lot of value, but it is not the only thing that gives them value.
true,
It's
true.
not the only thing that gives them value. So any high, let them calm down.
Yeah, I think I attended a program once, and the speaker said that if the only thing as a woman that you are holding on to is your virginity, that a man should value for, it's not going to value.
Yeah, because
You have to bring something more
I even saying
than that.
virginity. If you are 30, if a woman is 30 and she's still a virgin, there's also a problem. That is also a problem.
You'll be seen as negative. I
That,
don't
that
know how
would that
to
would
see
be
that,
that
but
would be very
yeah,
weird, especially if you are still single and 30 and a virgin. It'd be like, what have you done wrong with your life? Like
but
why?
I feel like if you're not married, It should be okay.
She be Reverend sister. Why is she not
Not
married?
like
Why is she not married at
marriage
30?
easy. Marriage no easy.
Yeah, so if there's all that if there's all that value that you have to keep to be a virgin at Mandas, to be a virgin, if that is the value that you're keeping, then you kind of have to ask your parents to train you to be a very good wife, or to train
Yeah.
you to be a wife, because the way that wives move, wives are not single at 30. There's
I think yeah, that's a good statement. A good person are not single at 30.
Yes, wives are not
Uh,
single at 30, and it is
Interesting.
not being a virgin that makes you a wife, right? So
Yeah.
if you are single and you are 30 and you're a virgin, there's a problem.
But many people that could be 30 and are not married, but they're single wives. So what do you say of that?
Yeah, well, there are so many there are so many people who are single and they are 30, but I'm probably sure they are not virgins. And I'm also probably sure they are not really
There's
wives.
okay, there are some. We have to at least agree there are some.
But they are not wives though.
Why are you so sure about that? I would disagree with that. I really feel like no social is ever totally black or white. Like you never know.
Well, let me say the majority are not
It's true that
wives.
majority of the cases is going to give that point. Okay, if you're 30 and you're single, you most probably are not, especially in the world we're living in today. But there are also those cases. But I think like what you're saying is right, definitely. The fact that you're a virgin does not make you a good wife. And the day men don't marry virgins, they marry good women. They look for good wives. So yeah, virginity is not going to, maybe back in the day it was something that was like a very big factor. But every day, men now more go for women who are good wives than women who are prioritize their virginity and put it on their head as like, oh, is this one that's going to bring me a good husband, a millionaire husband? I'll just stay a virgin. Like you should, but that should not be what you carry as the sole value. Like you should build yourself in other things, like say communication, but you're going to finally be losing your virginity to that man. You're not going to just be sitting down and not talking to him about what maybe you like or maybe what he likes so that I can work on it. So there are a lot of other aspects that women have to work on as they are moving into their maybe their marital homes, not just the fact of present and finishing. You should do that, yes, but also grow yourself as a wife if you
Yeah,
want to
I
get married
think if
someday.
there's any younger watching this or listening to this, you should ask your mother, how do you become a wife? Please train me how to
That's a good
become a
question.
wife.
That's a good question. It's
Yes.
because of mother dad. Ask my mother that question. How do I become a good wife? Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
because
very good question.
I have the feeling that a lot of our girls who are growing up now who are not they are not being trained to be wives. And probably somebody is going to hear this about being a wife and is going to be like, uh we are in a feminist era. Being a wife is not the all it be all, and all those types of things.
The feminists.
But a woman is a very communitarian person. Women I think are the ones who make the house a home, right? And you cannot make a house a home by yourself. You cannot boss lady your way into making a house a home. You have to be a wife. You need to have qualities for a good wife, and that is learned. Our mothers need to be teaching them, so
Yeah,
they should ask their
definitely.
mothers.
Definitely. That's be something of training. If you're going to move into your marital home, you have to ask your parents, what makes me a good wife? And sometimes you have to look at the mother of the person you want to marry. She'll show a lot about your wife because she's the person that's going to train your wife on how to be a good wife to you. So those other things are taken into consideration. But then again, say I always want to balance the equation. I don't think men are doing a good job as well at being good husband. Like they're not really taught how to be good husbands. They're taught how to provide, but not how to be good husbands.
But
So yeah,
I think
that's also that side.
the world tells them that every day. If a man is inadequate, then he is going to see. immediate results of his inadequacy. There's nobody that is even going to have to tell him. If a man cannot provide, he's not even going to be able to have a girlfriend. If a man cannot put himself together, there's no woman that is lining up to get married to him. If a man doesn't is not a man, then his life is not going to go the way that he thinks. But for women, women can sit and do all the wrongest things and they'll always find somebody to tell them that, go girl,
I
you're a
think that's
queen.
women get support a lot. I've described this like women really support each other a lot, which is good. But sometimes we support each other in the most stupid things. Like you deserve the best. Like you do that, do that. Men don't really get that support from their fellow men. I would say sometimes, yeah. But women get that support from their fellow women. Like a woman could be doing the most stupid things. She could not know how to cook. She could not know how to take care of the home.
They can
And they'll be
become
like,
prostitutes
no,
and they'll say,
no,
tell them, go
go and
girl.
marry a rich man. Why should you know how to cook? Why should you have to take care of the home? He should get maids. He should just have the money to pay for all these things. And they just like enforce that bad behavior. But men, you don't see many men tell their friends that boy, don't work. It's okay. Just find a girl. I'll take you the way you are. Like don't work, don't provide, don't become this person that is protective. Like you see, there's that imbalance that I also agree with so well. So yeah, like I said, there are loopholes in the both section
Yeah.
and that have to really be regulated. Like fathers have teaching their sons how to be good husbands, and mothers have teaching their daughters how to be good wives, and fathers have teach their daughters how, like how what to expect out of men, and the mothers have teach their sons how to expect out of a good wife. So yeah, if everybody was playing, that's why the family unit is so important. The family unit is so important. If the family unit is absent, you never really generate a good family. Like the family you came from can easily reflect the family you're going to have if you don't break out of it. Now, some people that don't have good examples and they're already moving towards getting what they grew up in. So you have to also be able to navigate sometimes for yourself. Yeah, it's quite complicated. This a comment it said, nevertheless, sex work is a significant economic activity in many countries, generating revenue and creating jobs. Yeah, okay, I'm not denying that fact. Is it like we said, sex work is enriching jobs. When I used to stay at Minifem Yaounde, and you find girls very underage, less than 18. And you see, I know they asked herself is should we now say should we now glorify this thing because it has this sort of small impact? Like they say, the best way to say a lie is to say two truths and one lie. The best lies are the ones that say two truths and one lie because they give you this chance of believing in a particular positivity. So the fact that it creates jobs, but I'm not going to dispute that fact. I've talked about the fact that it has some positive effects overall. Like war is terrible, but war has some positive effects. It has done some sort of economic growth in a way. So I'm not going to now glorify this action that is deteriorating society because it just provides jobs. Jobs
Yeah.
and relationship. But at the end of the day, we're going to find new job. That's just
These are not the types of jobs that we want in our society. We want
we should
these
create new
jobs to
jobs.
go away. Uh, they can look for different types of jobs to do. Let them go and be servers in the restaurant, or I don't know. But this is not the types of jobs that we want. And it is because people are thinking that they'll make a lot of money and they have it all in front of our screens. That is why they're going to lie to our girls that this is a job that you can have. And then after they're looking for love and they are wondering where did all the good men go to. So we don't want these jobs in our, let them go
They
and
went to their
hide it
village.
somewhere.
They went to go and
Mm,
find their village.
voila. But thank you very much, Metin, for your
Yeah,
contribution. Next
thank
time we
you.
would like to
Thank you
see
for
you like
joining. Let's round up the video.
the person that you are expecting that, this person is a virgin, by the time I marry her, she will be very good, she'll be a good housewife, she will not misbehave. That same person should be doing more bad things than the person that is virgin a long time has been doing.
I actually agree with
You
us.
actually agree
No,
with
I
us.
disagree though. That
No, yeah, your statement agreed with
I'm
us.
trying to.
So what the question is that for
Okay.
you to be a good person, you have to be a virgin.
They are not good though. They are just pretend. They
That
are
you're agreeing
pretending.
with us. You're
They are
agreeing with us.
pretending. All those virginity things. They are just using it to.
Don't worry,
That
don't
was
worry,
very
don't
funny
worry,
too.
don't worry.
My G.
Okay.
Okay, we're done with the video. Oh my god, I love the ended. I love the last sex worker. I love her energy. She reminds me of a particular Nigerian actress. Um, Metuge as Ghana comment, he said, I also think most sex workers are conditioned to do the job, even though they are exposed to STIs that they in turn transmit to others, leading to a widespread of these annoying diseases. Um, One thing statistic I learned Metuge, is that most people, in order for them to go throughout this job that they are doing, they have to take certain things that conditions their mind. Like it takes, like you cannot physically kill yourself. Like God was not stupid and made us. There are certain things that in order for you to reach here, to push your body to do, you have to take yourself to that dimension. You find in many when walking around, you see people, most of them are smoking, they're into drugs, alcohol. Because why? These things will numb you, they'll numb you of your feelings, they'll numb you of your conscience, they'll numb you of your will. So now you can relinquish yourself to do these things. So not really that they'll condition themselves, but they'll find things that will help them to like imprison their body
and to
so they
cope.
can use their body this way. So yeah, it's like coping mechanism. So is there anything you want to say?
Yeah, of course, they're always going to resort to drugs in order to that. If there's a job that you have to resort to drugs in order to be able to function, I'm sure 99% of people are going to tell you, please don't do that job. So no matter
Yeah, I
what
get.
amount of money you are making, please don't do. And this, it even makes me remember the video you did with Lily Phillips and now her friend who is Lily Phillips, who had sex with 101 men, and her friend who has come and had sex with 1,100 and well 1,400 and 1,045 people, right? And 40
57.
and 57 men.
57.
And when you see the documentary which Lily Phillips was doing immediately after her debacle, she really looked like she didn't want to be there. It almost like she blacked out. She could remember only about 6 people, and that's even just because there were videos of the whole thing. So the fact, and she's making millions and millions of dollars with while doing that. But at the end of the day, what is the outcome? Is your psyche really worth it? Is it worth
It's like it's losing your mind worried.
is losing your mind worth it? So for that type of job, I don't know that that is something that you would want to do. So yeah.
Yeah, so we have another comment here. Ratul does say, I want to say something about your YouTube channel. So you can just
You can
you
write it
can
in the
just say
YouTube
it.
comment, bro.
Yeah, you can write it in YouTube comments below. We'll talk about that surely maybe on the next podcast. If you want to talk about it now, maybe you can just type it as fast because we're running to the end of this particular streaming. I don't know if we should give some time.
Anyways,
We're
no,
running
for
out.
Ratu, just you can write it down in the comment section, or
Okay.
you can send us a DM on Facebook. So yeah, and we are going to attend to you there. So thank you very much. I think we can close the program now.
No, yep. It has been interesting. It's been lovely having you here. Like, I really like your company in this particular set. So, that's ladies and gentlemen. That's the episode of today. That's the react today. I want to know what you think about virgins. Are they hypocrites? What do you think about virgins as sex workers? I've talked about a lot today. Like we've talked about a lot today. Like just tell me what caught your attention, what you want to say. If you're not watching with us, you can always say that later. And for now, we're going to be leaving you to next week Wednesday again for our streams. So we're going to be having the streams every Wednesday if you have not realized it. And always you can always join us video live to join the discussion. So that's it. This is a report. I'm your host, Doris. But before you go, make sure to like and subscribe to Next Generation Media channel so you don't get to miss out on any of our subsequent videos on Facebook, on YouTube, I believe. You can also send us an email. Yeah. Bye.